Hey everybody, welcome back to Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff. I recently put out a video that got a lot bigger reach than I normally get with my videos and seemed to bring a lot of new peeps into the fold in terms of wanting to see what I get up to out here. I got a whole ton of new subscribers. Thank you so much for everyone who has hopped on board and is interested to see what I get up to out here in the shop. And as such, I thought it might be a good idea to sort of do a recap. Let's do a recap of what it is that I do out here in the shop, give people a nice little entry point into exploring my back catalog maybe. And let's call this Mike's Top 10, my personal favorite top 10 projects that I have done here on YouTube. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree or disagree with my favorites, if you've seen them. But without further ado, let's just get into it. Mike's top 10 favorite project videos over the year. Come on. Okay, so these are not in any, well, they are in a particular order. They're not in an order of top 10, like this is my favorite and this is my 10th favorite. This is a chronological order of my top 10 favorite projects. So we'll start back at the start when I was still new. But I think I was making some cool stuff, and these might be cool places to get into what it is I do here. The first one I want to talk about is the Spagnuolo Trestle Table. This table is still in use. It's my everyday kitchen table that we use here at the house. It's called the Spagnuolo Trestle Table because it was designed and created by Mark Spagnuolo, the Wood Whisperer, who I'm sure many of us who make things out of wood, he's been one of our biggest influences. He's certainly one of my biggest influences. And so this was my attempt to make his trestle table. It was my first, I would say it was my first sort of serious furniture project. I had made other furniture projects, but this was probably my first big one. And it was before I had a lot of the tools that I have now. And I am extremely proud of how this table came together. Like I said, I still use it every day in my kitchen. I fixed, for lack of a better term, I changed the plans by a little bit so that it did fit the space that it was fitting into. And I changed the wood selection and things like that. And anyway, the Spagnuolo trestle table that I use in my kitchen every day is my number one chronologically in the top 10 Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff projects. Number 2 on the list is the flamed Burl Spalted maple box that I made for my friend Emily for Christmas a few years ago. This box is special to me. I hope it's special to her. I assume that it probably is. Because this box was made out of a piece of wood that she found in her father's shop when they went to clean out his house after he had passed away. And she thought maybe I could do something with it. She didn't have anything to do with this attractive piece of wood, but she knew that I made things out of wood and I might get some use out of it. So I made her a box for Christmas that year, and it was a very special project to me, and it turned out very well, I thought. So that'll be number 2 chronologically on my list. Number 3, similar idea, I suppose. It was a Christmas gift that same year, I think, for my friend Jackie, who likes going out in the woods and taking photos, and never thought that she was good enough at photography to have things printed off or anything like that. And so I thought I would take the opportunity to make my first ever picture frame. And print off one of her photos and give it to her for Christmas in this nice frame. Yeah, so that's number 3 on my list of favorite projects and nice places for people to find out a little bit about what I do here. Number 4 is another big furniture project. It's the Unity coffee table. This is the piece of furniture that I am the most proud of in terms of the fact that it's my own personal design. And I came up with it from start to finish. And it's probably the most, everybody's got their own opinions, but I think it's the most attractive piece of furniture that I've ever made. But I'm obviously biased because it's my design. It was a commission piece that I made for a local financial advisor to have in his office. And it turned out absolutely stunning. So that's number 4 on the list. Number 5 on the Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff, in chronological order, the guitar has to be in there. The guitar absolutely has to be in my list. It was my first ever guitar. I made it for the International Guitar Building Competition. Because why wouldn't you make your first guitar for an International Guitar Building Competition? There's the Great Guitar Build-Off 2020, and it took me about 6 months, 5 months or so, chipping away at it. It's one of the best things I've ever made. It's one of the things I'm most proud of making, especially because I put a bunch of additional pressure on myself by entering a luthiery contest, having never made a guitar. It's a 4 or 5 part guitar building series that I did. So there's, I believe, 4 parts and then a final sort of wrap up video. So that comes in at number 5 on my top 10 Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff projects in chronological order. It would be very close to the top. If I was going to list them in terms of a top 10, like this is the best one and this is the 10th best one, it would absolutely have to be 1 or 2 on that list. Along with the Unity coffee table, probably would be fighting for that top spot. Number 6, we're going to go to the lathe and we're going to go with Gnomes as my 6th of top 10 favorite projects here on the channel. It was my first time making, I pronounce them Gnomes because it's more fun to say that way. Making Gnomes on the lathe. They were inspired by a woman named Rebecca DeGroot, who is one of my favorite woodworkers, especially turners. And she made these little Gnomes, and I was like, that looks awesome. I'm gonna make some of those. And so I did a few Christmases ago. And I need to make a few more. I need to make some for this year's Christmas markets because people love them and they're fun. And you don't need any other reason than that to make something. Number 7. This is number 7. Sticking with the lathe has to be the segmented bowl. My first attempt at making a segmented bowl, and I had some confidence in it being able to happen. I still have it right over there. Hold on. It lives out here in the shop in prominent view, so as a reminder that you can make beautiful, beautiful things. And it was a hassle, don't get me wrong, and it was touch and go at a few times, but I'm quite proud. That's probably the piece, the turning piece that I'm most proud of over the years. So that comes in at number 7. Number 8 has to be the paddle inlay that I did. It was very important. I was putting a piece of art on a piece of art that other artists had done art on. It's an important piece for my community and for the relationship between peoples of my community and surrounding areas. And it meant it had some meaning to it. It reflected an ideal. And yeah, I would say that would have to be on the list just for sort of the gravitas of that project. I was very, very frightened to do that project because of the importance it has for my community and the fact that I was cutting into a piece of other people's art to contribute to it. So that's number 8. Number 9 is the most recent, obviously. Well, yes, number 9 is the most recent, and you'll see why in a second. It's the jewelry boxes that I made just this past November. My sister-in-law wanted a jewelry box for Christmas, and I thought while I was doing a jewelry box, I might as well make 4. So I made 4 different styles of jewelry box in one push, and recorded that for you folks on YouTube, and they all turned out fantastic. I think that one has to be on the list for the quality of the filmmaking. I guess I worked together with a friend of mine on that one in terms of bringing him into the shop to shoot it for me while I was making it. So it's the camera work is better. We hand picked the music together and edited it together, and it was a collaborative effort with a friend of mine in terms of the construction of the video, which was a fun process. And so that comes in at number 9, and it's the most recent on the list because number 10 is the only one that's not chronological, and the only reason it's on the list is because I have to include a cooking show on the list. I've done a few cooking episodes over the years, and my favorite of them is French onion soup. It's my own personal French onion soup recipe. I've heard from people that they've made it and loved it. So if you like a good bowl of French onion soup, there's a link down in the description. And yeah, check it out. So that's it for this one. That's sort of my top 10 collection of my favorite videos in chronological order that I've done here on YouTube. I want to remind people that I do have a Patreon page where you can financially support my efforts out here in the shop. It's patreon.com/woodenthingsandstuff. Those people get some exclusive benefits for pitching in and helping me out a little bit, either on a monthly subscription-based situation or as one-off sort of tip jar thing. And, thank you very much for continuing to watch these shows, and I'll see you next time for possibly a new project. I do have things in the works. There's more guitars coming. There's other furnitures coming. But anyway, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Go check out some of these videos. There's links to them down in the description box. See ya. This is my top 10 project videos that I've created over the years to help those people get into the show. And I don't know what I'm saying. I need to write scripts or something. Hey everybody. Hey everybody, welcome back to Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff.